Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our Straight to the Point webinar. My name is Dallin Garrison, and I am our Kansas City admissions counselor. So I have the privilege to work with all of the students in Kansas City, as well as some other undergraduate students. Tonight, I have a few guests with me, so I'm going to go ahead and bring them up on the screen. I have Blythe Eddy. She is the Senior Director for the Center of Student Involvement, and I have Jaden Ray, and she is the Director of Fraternity and Sorority Life. You guys will get to hear from them later for some exciting things here at ESU. To go over today for our webinar, we're going to recap on some events that we've talked about in the past, talk about eXperience, which is a super fun event, talk about some summer reminders for your students, and then we're going to talk about fraternity and sorority life. So to get started, I'm going to bring Blythe back on, and she's going to tell you all about the eXperience, which is an event held this summer for your students.
Thank you so much for the intro. Yes, we are so excited to share with you about eXperience. This program is hosted by the Center for Student Involvement, and actually Jaden and I both plan eXperience and are really, really looking forward to the 3 overnight sessions that we have this summer. And this program is offered to new students where they can be on campus for 26 hours, actually, and they live in the residence halls during this time. This program is free, 100% free. They get a free ESU t-shirt, free meals. They stay in the residence halls. And we actually even have $1,000 worth of prizes that we are offering at each one of the eXperiences. So if your son, daughter, student, if they have not gotten a mini refrigerator, we will have that for a prize. We have a Ion speaker box also as a prize. Lots of really good prizes. So again, $1,000 worth of prizes given away at each eXperience. The eXperience is created so that we can get students to know about Emporia State University before they come here in the fall. So it's an opportunity to hear from who we call E-team leaders, about 10 of them each session. They will hear from current students, the E-team leaders, about what is happening at Emporia State University, what's it like to be a student, and they will get to know them as friends and role models. So it's really, really exciting that the students who are hosting the program will get to visit with the new students about what it's like to be a student at Emporia State. So during this time, the participants will be able to do a lot of team builders, getting to know each other, so that when they come here in the fall, they'll be able to say that they have a number of friends that they already made during the summer, which is really, really important for a new student to know that, there's going to be people that they know here when they come to Emporia State in August. So the E-team leaders lead them through team builders where they get to know each other, and they take them on something that we call a community trek, where they get to know some of the downtown businesses and what's offered in downtown Emporia. We also are able to share with them the resources that they can find on campus, like through our ACEs department, which will help them be successful academically. We'll tell them about how to get a part-time job at Emporia State, and they will hear from their advisors that they have already been visiting with about their classes, the Student Advising Center, about what to expect for the fall. So lots of opportunities for the participants to be able to learn more about Emporia State before August rolls around. So as someone who helps host a program and host new student programs, I just really, really believe in eXperience. It is just one day, and I know that summers are really busy, but to be able to take the time to sign up for these 3 sessions would be really very, very valuable. I really believe in this program. The 3 dates, the 3 sessions are June 22nd and 23rd, June 24th and 25th, and July 10th and 11th. So we have a selection of a Thursday, Friday, or a Saturday, Sunday, or a Monday, Tuesday. We wanted to give everyone options. So you can check it out, all of the dates, and sign up at our eXperience website.
All right. Thank you so much, Blythe, for talking about the e-experience. Again, if you need that link, it's on our landing page. It's below. You can have your student go and sign up there. It's crazy to think that it's already June, and before we know it, August will be here. So I just want to give you some reminders for your students, some things they can be doing before classes start. Housing assignments are going out this month. I know a lot of students are probably anxiously awaiting to hear who their roommate is, what residence hall they got. Those will be going out this month. It's not too late for your student to complete the housing application. If your student decides, okay, ESU is right for them, they still have plenty of time to go in, fill out that housing contract. And then something else your student needs to be doing is sending in their official transcript. So this is going to have all of their final grades on there. Admissions gives out the GPA only scholarship and the presidential scholarship. We cannot give that that scholarship out to your student until we receive their transcript. Some schools might be closed, but I know a lot of them you can get their transcript on the school's website. Something else that's super important for your student to do is they need to check their student email. So they're going to have an ESU student email through us, and that's actually going to be through Google. Through the Gmail, but they can look up their student email through our user ID lookup. We have a link on our landing page. You can also find it on our website, but all of their housing information, the bill statements, class information is going to go to their student email. So make sure that your student is checking that regularly, especially with those housing assignments coming out here soon. Another important reminder is it's not too late to apply and get enrolled. In fact, our application is free for the month of June. We just decided to do that yesterday. So if you have a student who is really on the fence and not sure, go ahead and have them apply this month. They can go ahead and apply. We can get them admitted, and then we can get them enrolled in classes. For your student to get enrolled, we have a couple options. So here at Emporia, we do a thing called Hornet Connection. We've talked about Hornet Connections in the past. We actually only have 2 left. There is one this Friday, and then we have one again July 7th. So what the Hornet Connection is your student can come to campus. You can come with them. They'll get to meet with their advisor and get enrolled in their classes, get to meet with housing, financial aid, meet other future Hornets. It's a fun-filled day with lots of good information, but we do know that life happens, and it's not always easy to make it to campus. So we do have an option called our Hornet Connection exemption. This is where your student can get enrolled. We can still bring them to campus to enroll, or they can enroll virtually. It's going to be a 30-minute enrollment appointment that they will have to set up with their admissions counselor. So for example, all of my students in Kansas City, you can reach out to me. If your student lives in Chase County, or if you're out of state, we have counselors for those students as well. If you're not sure who your counselor is, you can call our admissions office at 620-341-5465 or email us at go2esu, and we can get your student connected with their admissions counselor so we can get that enrollment appointment scheduled. I recommend if students are waiting to enroll, go ahead and do that sooner rather than later. Some of our classes do fill up quickly, but regardless, we'll make sure to get your student enrolled and ready for the fall. So that is all I have for some of my summer reminders. Now I'm going to bring Jaden on. We're going to talk about some more fun events that your students can get involved in, like fraternity and sorority life.
Yes, thank you. So some of you might even be asking, what is a fraternity or sorority? It's one great opportunity for students to get involved here at Emporia State. I might be a little biased when I think it's we're better in letters, is what we like to say for our students. But fraternity and sorority life is essentially helping students find their people here on campus. The people that, what I like to say, is going to be there for their highs and their lows. The people that they can call up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe run the McDonald's, but then also be there maybe to talk through struggling on a test or struggling in a class and doing some of those things. But what I truly think is also unique about fraternity and sorority life is it's not just for their 4 years while they're here at Emporia State, or maybe a little less time if we have some transfer students on here. But you become an alumni of that organization, and then you also get to make connections all across the world, because it's not just the fraternities and sororities that we have here on our campus, but they're the same ones or different ones all across the United States, here in Kansas, even internationally as well. What some of our students do in fraternities, where I mean, we do a lot of things, but most of the things we do is a lot of community service. A lot of our students give a lot of their time, and a lot of our chapters require students to do community service. There's also a lot of leadership opportunities as well, whether that's being the president of the entire chapter, or being what we call like maybe a brotherhood or sisterhood chair, where you just plan fun activities for your students to do. I know one of the favorite ones that I've seen our chapters do is like a paint war. So they just get like white t-shirts, and they get tie-dye paint and water bottles, and they just kind of have fun with that. Planning those events, so students get to add those to their resumes, or they get to travel to conferences all across the United States. Like I get to take students to Indianapolis every single spring semester to get to meet other leaders. I work with them one-on-one. So those are just a couple of great ways to get involved. And we also always encourage our students in fraternity and sorority life to get involved with other organizations as well. Fraternities and sororities are going to have a wide variety of majors and interests and things like that. So we always encourage students to also get involved in something of their interest, so it can be a way that they can connect. If your student is interested in joining fraternity and sorority life, there are a few ways that you can join, and I'll do my best to explain all of them to you. So we have kind of 3 different options into joining our 3 different types of fraternities and sororities that we have here on campus. And all of these processes typically begin like right around the first week of classes, maybe a little bit later, depending on which chapter that you want to join. For students that identify as women that want to go join one of our, what we call our Panhellenic sororities, that is Alpha Sigma Alpha, Chi Omega, and Sigma Sigma Sigma. We have those women go through what we call a primary recruitment process, and right now that is completely free. It will be free up until August 1st, and then after that, registration will be $30, but that helps pay for food, and we get a free t-shirt. Throughout this process, they get to meet those 3 sororities and really find the best fit for them. This process does happen during the first week of classes, and that registration deadline is the Wednesday of the first week of classes. Now, then we also have what we call our interfraternity council fraternities, and that is going to be Phi Delta Theta, Sigma Phi Epsilon, and Sigma Tau Gamma. They also have a recruitment process that is completely free. That'll also be during the first week of classes. So we'll give you some house tours during that, food, maybe a shirt in there as well. But it's just a great way for you to be able to meet all of our fraternities. Now, you're not required to go through that process. If you want to join one of our fraternities, you can reach out to one of them on Instagram or by emailing the FSL office at fsl@emporia.edu, and we can get you connected with the right people. But we encourage men to do that just so they can meet all the fraternities and, again, find the one that's the best fit for them. And then we also have 2 multicultural chapters here on campus. We have Kappa Delta Chi, which is a Latina-founded sorority. And then we have Kappa Alpha Psi, which is a historically Black fraternity. These 2 organizations do require students to be a second semester freshman before they can join. So you need to at least have, I think they require at least 15 credit hours kind of under your belt before you can join, and a certain GPA. So if you do have questions on how to join those 2 chapters, please contact me and email me. But that's kind of the process of like getting interested. You can always reach out to them on Instagram. Kind of this, I guess, some people, like when you see on like big social media, you see people like get selected to be a part of a fraternity and sorority. Really, here at Emporia State, it's finding the best fit for you and figuring out which chapter are really your people and the people that you kind of vibe with. So choosing them, it's really reaching out to them first and then going through one of those 3 processes. So some other important information that usually people need to know to help with this decision-making process is the cost of joining fraternity and sorority life. I'm going to be very honest with you. Usually the first year of membership is the one that costs the most. So because you have what they call like initiation fees, it's insurance, things like that, that are usually only paid your first year of membership, and then you don't ever pay them again. So that's usually what we see is the most cost is right up front. what we have typically for costs, and now all of our houses, or not all of them, but not all of our chapters have a facility or a house that they live in, but most do. And the rent is equivalent or honestly sometimes a little bit less than living maybe in the residence halls, although definitely live in them your first year of college. It's a great experience, a great way to meet people. But then after your first year here, moving into one of those chapter facilities, those dues usually include rent, food, Wi-Fi, like utilities. All of that stuff is usually wrapped up into one bill. So when you look at it, just taking a look at that. But on average for our first year, we're usually seeing somewhere between $750 and like $1,000, depending on which organization you join. But that is all inclusive of everything, allowing you to go over there and eat meals, use their facilities, do some things like that. But like I said, not all of them have facilities, and it does vary by which organization on how much those cost. But I truly believe that these are a great opportunity to get involved, get your student connected, and make lifetime friendships and find their people that are going to really help them succeed.
All right. Thank you so much, Jaden. All right, guys. So that is really all that we have for you today. As you can see, there's a lot for your student to get involved in. I really recommend coming to the e-experience, meeting those other students. I look back at my college experience and I regret not doing Greek life and meeting other people and putting myself out there. So tell your student to take some time to this summer, think about what they really want. Reach out to Jaden or Blythe or myself if you have any questions. We did have a comment, a question, talking about a student who is enrolling virtually. Is there still another way to meet people? I definitely recommend the e-experience, and Blythe can attest to that, and Jaden. You really do get to meet so many people, and it's so much fun, and you get to spend the night, and it's free. So if you can get your student there, I know it's kind of hard living far away. It's totally worth it. But if there's anything that you had questions about tonight, please feel free to reach out to any of us. We are all here for you and your students. This webinar is recorded and it's going to be on our website, so you can go back and look. But I think that's all we have for you. So thank you everyone for joining tonight, and thank you again to my guests for joining me as well.